how many people have won the first prize in the OMillionaire draw? Why is there still no grand winner? And is why am I not winning yet? Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the OMillionaire Podcast. I am Justin, your guest host for today's episode, and of course, we'll be joined by the CEO of OMillionaire, Mr. Ralph Martin. How are you, sir?
I'm wonderful. Thank you very much. I'm really happy that you are here and we have this podcast today.
So for today's topic, we'll be answering questions straight from the viewers. So this episode is called How to Win the Lottery. So our first question is straight from our commenter SV Beats. His question is, how many people have won the first prize in the OMillionaire draw? Which is very similar to the comment of Jolly Baby, which asked, why is there still no grand winner? So I think their question is, what are the chances to win millions? Is winning the grand prize in OMillionaire really achievable?
Okay, first of all, you always have to understand lotteries in general. Lotteries and the jackpots are always based on odds, on huge odds. And in the case of OMillionaire, for example, the lottery or the odds are 1 out of round about 36 million. Now, it sounds really a big number, but actually it's not, because if you're looking, for example, at a lottery, and we are talking about the big ones, Powerball, for example, is one of the most established ones, and they sometimes even exceed $1 billion in the jackpot. But the odds are more than 240 million. So, basically, they are 200 million more, away from a winning than we are. So now talking about these odds means, yes, sorry to say, and I apologize for that. Actually, it's just a matter of time. We do not have a grand prize winner yet. And that's just because, we are still building this up. So if there are more people playing, the winner is coming faster and more often. So that's all the whole reason. But on the other hand, we already have 10 second prize winners. And if you think about the second prize, it's only one number away from the big prize, right? And that means in 10 winners in 115 draws, what we had so far from the beginning, that means every 10th or 12th draw, basically you have a 500,000 dirham winner, which is already good. And these people are just one number away from it. So, that's basically, if you calculate it on the odds again, then the people are only 1 out of 38 away from the big prize. So, and then when we are talking about this 1 out of whatever, then that means you have to buy, for example, 38 or 36 million tickets, basically to win.
To ensure that's yours.
Yeah, then you are for sure a winner.
That's a really nice answer. So you'll never know. You might be that 1 in a million. So you'll never win unless you play, right?
That's right, yeah.
So our next comment is from Mohammed Abdul Raza. And I think this is one of our usual or weekly players. His question is, why am I not winning yet? Are there any strategies you can share for our OMillionaire players on how to win?
My first answer is always buy a ticket every week. It's just if you buy more tickets, you have bigger chances to win. And in our case, we have different price tiers. So it starts with 3 out of the 7, if you have correct. The odds are 1 out of 17 already to win. So if you're buying in average, let's say 20 tickets, you should at least win the small prize for once. But a lottery is 100% math-based game, I would say. So it cannot be manipulated. The people have all the same chances. If somebody says oh, I didn't win, well, first of all, how many tickets did you buy? And to tell you the truth, if you are not winning today, you are more likely to win next time.
That's
So
right.
that's a whole thing about it. But yeah, we have like a lot of winners that paid, or played for since the beginning. And they won 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Yeah,
Yes.
it's I don't know. I mean, it's if you are buying a ticket, I mean, of course you're not always a winner.
Yes. Actually, what I want to highlight is what you mentioned, that every time you try is actually a chance for you to win. And you mentioned that it's not always winning the 7 numbers, because even if you like pick 4, 5, 6 numbers, you're a winner. So you get to take home prize, right? So I think that's a strategy that we can share with Muhammad. Just keep on playing, don't give up. And I think in continuation to that question, we have here a related question from Abdullah Malhusan. So he asked, because I think his strategy is to buy as many tickets as possible. So, what if you purchase more than one green certificate with the same numbers and
Right.
you selected the double and secure option? So, all of your 7 numbers matched. Will he win the grand prize? Just him. Will he keep it to himself?
Okay, yeah. So we have these options, which is very unique in the industry in lotteries. We wanted to create a game that is a little bit different and more appealing to the people. Now, what he is doing is he's not just playing the 7 numbers and obviously winning by having, for example, the double the jackpot. Like he gets twice as much. Right now, the regular jackpot, the grand prize is at 100 million, so he wins 200 million dirhams, which for people from outside UAE or the GCC countries, it's around about like $50 million,
Dollars, yes.
which is amazing. I mean, okay. So, and then, so he already did the first step, but by signing up for the Secure Your Jackpot, this option makes sure he does not have to split. In general, jackpots are always split between all the winners. So the winning is, if you have like 10 winners and 100 million, then obviously everybody is getting 10 million. If we have like the 10 million and he is the one with Secure
Double
Your
and secure,
Jackpot,
yes.
everybody is getting the 10 million. Only he is getting 200.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's, I mean, this is really a nice feature, and for
Yes.
him, it's like amazing. It's just yeah, it's something like where I believe is important when we play, and this is like in our podcast with the other questions we already had. If you play, it's not just you want to win 500 dirhams or 5,000. You want to win the big prize
Yes,
because
the
you
grand
want
prize.
to change your life. And now you're talking about, oh, I get it all. I don't even have to share with anybody.
And of course, for clarification for our viewers, what if it's not just you who wants to secure that grand prize? What if we have 2 or 3 people who selected that double and secure option? The 3 of them are going to split the grand prize, like the 200 million. Will that be the case, or will all of them get 200 million each?
Then obviously, like, I mean, everybody is amazing lucky. And if you have like, instead of splitting it, everybody is getting the 200 million.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
nice. That's very good to know. So more chances of winning for those who click double and secure.
Yeah, it's a nice, it's really an amazing option, a nice option where you can even like make more out of your winning. And if you are the lucky one, why not getting even double?
Awesome. This is his follow-up question.
Yeah.
Since he's actually looking for a strategy. So Abdullah, this is your question. I hope this that gets answered. So every week Abdullah buys more than one ticket, right? So
Right.
what if one of those tickets match 7 numbers and then the other one match 6 numbers? So he has 2 green certificates and technically both are winning numbers. So will he get 2 separate prizes for that?
Absolutely. So, but like, I mean, to clarify this, each green certificate or each ticket can only win one time. So, and it's always winning the biggest prize. I mean, in what he has, like, or the numbers what he has. But if he buys 2 tickets and one is like let's say the 7 numbers and the jackpot is 100 million, and the other one is 6 and he gets like 500, then of course he gets like all the 100 million and 500,000. So then he's really lucky, yeah. So, but probably now I believe, but maybe we should ask him like in person one day, that having like 5 and 6 means he only changed one number.
Yes,
so he played
that's his strategy.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Changing one or two numbers.
So he's playing 6 numbers are the
Yes.
same, and then he's changing always one number. So I mean,
So he gets both
yeah.
of the prices for himself.
Yeah, well, perfect. Yeah.
So
Interesting strategy. I
Yeah.
never heard about that, but it makes sense. Yeah.
I really like the questions from the OMillionaire viewers because
Right.
it gives you an idea on how they play, right? And it's a smart strategy, actually. So, Abdullah, maybe if you're free, you can join us in the next podcast and share with us your winning strategies because I think he has won before. That's why he's asking for the
Right,
bigger
right.
numbers. So, now we have here a comment from Sieda2474. What are the winning numbers for the next draw? What a smart question to ask. Because I think the question was, if you were to ask any question to the CEO, what would you ask? So that's a very smart question. So the question is there really anybody who can predict? Because you mentioned earlier that lottery is all about math, right? So is there a mathematically or math genius out there who can predict the next numbers for OMillionaire's draw?
I don't believe there is a genius out there predicting it. I mean, maybe you just go to like, some people that have like this pendulum, like and find
Yeah.
out the numbers, or you just throw dices or whatever it is. But obviously, I mean, when we are talking about math, then we know that, I mean, outcomes are in basically always in the same manner. I mean, if you have like a billion games, like, I mean, each number is coming up the same often. Now, that means if you are following, for example, our draws and you calculate or you count all the numbers, then obviously it's more likely a number is coming up next time that didn't show so often so far,
Interesting.
right? I mean, and the numbers that are coming like more often, it's next draw, it's more likely it's coming less. So there might be a strategy for this. Now, even so, I'm the CEO. I cannot predict the numbers. I don't even. I 100%. This is legit. This is not. I mean, you cannot manipulate it.
Yes.
We make sure about this. But it's and what I mean, one of the tactics is always like play the same numbers, because again, I mean, when we talked with the other question, when you're playing the same numbers, and you're not winning, then maybe next week you are winning.
Yes.
So, and for people to understand, it's very simple. I mean, if you throw a dice and you want to have a 6, eventually it's coming up, right?
Yeah,
I mean, but
that's
if you have like the first, you throw it and the first number is a 2, then you're getting closer and closer and closer that the 6 is coming up, because at a certain time it's coming.
Are there any certain numbers that usually always comes up? Because you've had like 115 draws in the past. So are there any specific numbers, like top 3 numbers that always comes up?
Yes, there are. I mean, we see this like in our database, obviously. But I think people should just choose their lucky numbers, their personal lucky numbers. And some people believe in sevens, for example.
Yes.
So you can go for the 7 and the 17 and 27 and 37, for example. But it's it's hard. It's really hard. I mean, to tell people an advice, because I want that everybody is using his numbers, and then if we have this lucky winner one day, so that answers question 1. He will say like, oh, I choose like the birthdays of my family, or the lucky number because of my license plate, or whatever it is. I mean, people are coming up with the strangest ideas. And in one podcast earlier this year, we had like, we were talking about AI. And when you're using AI, for example, you can predict or you can ask like AI based on, for example, your favorite color,
Yes.
your favorite destination,
Sports or
anything, and then it creates numbers for you, lucky
Yes.
numbers for you. I mean, there's so endless ways and funny ways to do this.
Now, to wrap up our episode, my last question is, how do you win the lottery? What is your go-to advice to our millionaire players?
Well, first of all, as I said before, buy a ticket. And, um, I think it's a lottery is something, I mean, it's not, I always try to explain that it's not gambling because you're not really getting addicted to it. What you want to do with a lottery is like you want to achieve two things. I mean, you want to win the biggest prize. You're not playing for the small prizes. You're always playing for the big prize. While gambling, you're already happy when you win the $5 or the slot machine is giving you $10, whatever. Because this is life-changing. And when the questions, I mean, we just had, like if I'm winning, like if I'm signing up for a W grand prize and secure it, 200 million. There is nobody in this country that makes 200 million in just
a living.
working.
Yes, that's right.
If you are, even if you're an engineer or if you're a taxi driver or a nurse or whatever you are, I mean, it does not matter. There is no way you can work 24 hours a day without sleeping and without spending money. You will never make this amount of money.
Millionaire is your chance.
That's yeah. I mean, we created this to, first of all, to have like good odds to win with the biggest jackpot possible.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ralph Martin,
welcome.
for answering the questions from OMillionaire viewers and subscribers. If you have questions that you want Mr. Ralph Martin to answer, make sure to comment them down below, and you'll never know, he might be answering them in the next episodes. Thank you so much for joining us in this episode. Make sure to tune in and watch the OMillionaire podcast next Saturday, and remember to win your best life with OMillionaire.
And I want to add, you can't win if you don't play.
Awesome.
Thank you.